Hello everybody, this is Unit 2, Day 8, and we're talking about the volume of a triangular prism. Okay, so far we've discussed a rectangular prism, right? We've also discussed a cube, or just briefly in the sense that a cube is basically kind of like a rectangular prism, except all of the sides are the same. Okay, so actually I have it written twice, I guess, okay, but key thing to point about a cube is all side lengths, all sides are the same length, right? So it's basically like a square with a height. And so let me just draw a picture real quick. Okay. All right, there's our cube. All right, and what we're finding when we're finding volume is we're actually finding, so when we were finding the area, right, when we had a square here, we were finding how many 1 by 1 boxes, I know it's not scale, all right, fit inside that shape. Okay, so we're looking at how many 1 by 1 squares. Okay, so volume takes it a step further, and so we're actually, what we're finding is 1 by 1 by 1. Okay, we're finding a cube, how many 1 by 1 by 1 cubic squares, or 1 by 1 by 1 squares fit inside a particular shape. Okay, so it's just taken a step further in the sense that now we're talking about 3D shapes instead of 2D shapes. Okay, so a volume again is just the measure, let me put that up here, volume prism is just the measure of how many one by one cubic squares fall inside our shape. Okay, whatever shape that may be. All right, so cubic squares, all right, we're finding how many 1 by 1 by 1 squares fit inside our shape. Okay, so when we're talking about a cube, all right, all side lengths are the same. Okay, when we're talking about a rectangular prism, all right, we're talking about opposite sides are the same. Okay, so a rectangular prism would look something like this. Right, where this side would be equal to this side would be equal to this side, right, this side is equal to this side, it's equal to that side, and these three sides are equal to each other. Or four sides, I mean, sorry. All right, so opposite sides are the same. A triangular prism, okay, looks something like this. Okay. Now, there's all sorts of shapes for the triangular prism, so we're just going to say that the one thing you want to know about the triangular prism is that your base can be either, all right, a rectangle or a triangle, right, depending on how you flip the shape. Sometimes you might have it like this, sometimes you might have the shape look something like this. Okay, where it's actually sitting on the triangle as a base. Okay, pentagonal prisms are just a base with 5 sides, and a hexagonal prism has a base with 6 sides. Okay, don't know if we'll exactly get to those, but it's important to know that those are the types of prisms that you will see throughout geometry, right? So you got the cube, you got your rectangular, triangular, pentagonal, and the hexagonal, okay? And all of these shapes pretty much have the same formula. Volume equals the big B times the H, where the big B is the area of the base of the shape, okay? So again, we already wrote that up there. Cube, all side lengths are the same, okay? And so it's important to know that if this is 5, well then this side is 5, which means this side is 5. And so to find the area of this, it would just be, or the volume of this, it would just be 5 times 5 times 5, and let's say the units was centimeters, 125 centimeters cubed. Okay, so that's how you find the volume of a cube. All right, a rectangular prism. All right, again, the formula is the same, big B times little h, but in this case, we're multiplying the length and the width, and then taking that and multiplying it by the height. Okay, so just remember that when we're finding the area of these prisms, okay, you're multiplying the base, the area of the base, times whatever the height is. Okay, so without further ado, let's take a look at triangular prisms. Okay, so triangular prisms, like I said, there's two ways of picking the base, and it all depends really on what information they give you. All right, now if they had all the information for, had all these sides figured out, you could pick whatever way you want. But just know that sometimes you might be using the triangle as the base, which we can see right here. Right, the triangle is the base here, or sometimes you might be using one of the sides as a base. Right, in this case, all these sides are going to be rectangles, right? Or maybe a square, depending on the measurements, okay? But I just wanted to point out that sometimes they'll have the triangle as its base, and sometimes you'll have, a rectangle or a square as your base, okay? So anyway, so there's two ways of picking the base, and it all depends on what information they give you. So let's take a look at the first one, okay? So the first one, all right, zoom in here, okay? It's a 12, that's an 8, and that's a 20, okay? So, in order to find the volume of this, it's going to be big B times little h, okay? So in this case, all right, they have the rectangle as our base. Right, so our rectangle, the volume of that is going to be 12 times 20. And then our height is this piece right here, which is 8 centimeters. So to find that volume, I'm going to grab my calculator here. I don't have that off the top of my head. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. It's 12 times 20 times 8. And we get 1920, excellent year, centimeters cubed. Okay? So that's how we found the volume of that triangular prism. Okay? Let's take a look at the next one. All right, this time it looks like they have the base, again, as some sort of square, right? Or rectangle, I mean, sorry. All right, so there is our triangle. Okay, and so our base is going to be 6 times 4, and then our height is the 11. So we get 24 times 11, which is 264 feet. Not squared, cubed. Okay? Because we're talking about three-dimensional shapes. Therefore, that's why it's cubic feet. Because again, we're finding how many of these 1 by 1 cubes, or 1 by 1 by 1 cubes, fits in our shape. Okay? And again, what would be the volume of this? Well, it would just be 1 unit cubed, right? All right? So just keep that in mind. What we're really finding here. Okay, so let me write these in here. Whoops. 1920 centimeters cubed, 264 feet cubed. Let's go over to this guy. All right, again, it looks like we have another almost a square. Still rectangle though. We got 8 inches, 9 inches, right? Okay. So, in order to find this, our volume is equal to the base. So 9 times 8 times our height, which is 4, So we get 9 times 8, which is 72, times 4 is 288 inches cubed. Let's keep going. Okay, so for the last one, as you can see, our base is no longer on one of its sides. It's actually, okay, our triangle down here. Okay, and so to find the area of our base this time, our big B, okay, we're actually finding the area of a triangle. Okay, so how do you find the area of a triangle? 1/2 little b base times the height, which in this case is 1/2, whoops, jeepers, 1/2 3 times 7. All right, so it's going to be 21 divided by 2, which is equal to 10.5. All right, so now that we found the area of our base, well, we just put in our height. So our big B, again, was equal to 10.5. And then our height is 5. So our answer is 52.5 meters cubed. Okay? And so that is how you find the volume of a triangular prism. Okay, so for homework, I want you guys to try 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So that's 5 problems for homework. Okay? So good luck, you guys, and I will see you on Thursday.